Welcome! In this video, I'll introduce every instrument plugin in FL Studio. We'll start with plugins unlocked in all editions and work our way through the full bundle plugins. Keep an eye on the lower screen to see that information. There will also be a link in the video information to the full feature comparison. First up, the Channel Sampler. The Channel Sampler is an integrated, single-sample sampler instrument useful for percussion and related one-shot sounds. Don't miss the settings under the tabs. Heaps of creative potential there. 3x Oscillator is a deceptively powerful 3-oscillator subtractive synthesizer that also has the same extra tabs as the Channel Sampler when you want to get a little deeper under the hood. There's a built-in arpeggiator too. All plugins in FL Studio have this tab. Flex is a preset-based synthesizer driven by an advanced synthesis engine. It's the Swiss Army knife in your toolkit. It covers everything from orchestral synth sounds and 808 bass. Autogun. Random but great sounds at the click of a mouse button. Based on the Ogun synthesizer, Autogun contains 4,294,967,296 presets. Fruity DX10 is a frequency modulation, or FM synth. It's a great way to introduce yourself to FM synthesis. Groove Machine Synth is a great synthesizer with integrated effects. Perfect for basses and leads. SimSynth Live is modeled after the classic analog synthesizers of the 80s and is capable of producing a wide range of instruments and effects, from strings and pads to deep bass lines. MiniSynth is a fully featured synthesizer with a low processor overhead and great sound. This version of DirectWave allows you to play all the sample libraries, with some limitations over editing and resaving the presets. Fruity Granulizer is a sample-based plugin that utilizes the granular synthesis method.
At the bottom of the sea.
FL Keys is a sample-based piano and keys instrument. It covers piano, Rhodes piano, and roto organ. Low CPU and memory usage. Plucked. No, that's how you say it. There's an exclamation mark. Is based on a mathematical formula simulating the sound of plucked strings. It makes some very harp-like sounds. BooBass is a monophonic bass player with adjustable frequency response and support for portamento slides. Perfect for when you need a quick bass in your project. BeepMap generates sound based on an image. Wave Traveler is an accurate vinyl scratch simulator and sample playback manipulator. Fruity Slicer, the lightweight version of Slicex, uses beat detection to slice a wave file into pieces and make them independently playable from the piano roll or from a controller. This is even more useful for drums. FPC, Fruity Pad Controller, is a plugin similar to the hardware Akai MPC unit. Multi-layer and velocity drum pads make it easy to create, edit, and swap drum kits on the fly. Don't miss the integrated MIDI loops. Drumsynth Live is the FL Studio plugin synthesizing the sound reminiscent of the classic 808 and 909 drum machines. The Drumpad percussion modeling instrument gives you total control over a physically modeled drum and is based on the Drumaxx instrument. BassDrum is a flexible bass or kick drum synthesizer. Fruit Kick is a simple kick drum synthesizer, a great way to introduce yourself to kick drum synthesis. Audio clips are a special version of the sampler channels. The purpose of audio clips is to hold the samples displayed and triggered in the playlist, where they can be sliced and arranged as required. Don't miss the time warping controls here. Sytrus is a powerful and versatile synthesizer that comes with a huge library of sounds. Featuring 6 oscillators, it can perform frequency modulation, ring modulation, amplitude modulation, subtractive and additive synthesis. The integrated effects further multiply possibilities. Slicex uses advanced beat detection algorithms to slice audio into pieces and make them independently playable from the piano roll or controller. Slicex offers playback, reordering of slices, and time stretching capabilities optimized for drum loops. DirectWave Full allows loading in your own samples, editing, and saving new patches. Harmless is the little sister of Harmor, exposing only the controls you need to create amazing sounds. And since we're already on the topic, Harmor. Harmor takes Harmless to another level. It gives you maximum control over all aspects of resynthesis and comes with a huge library of sounds. It can even resynthesize samples and images. Saw is a vintage modeling synthesizer with particular attention paid to filters. It can cut through a mix with precisely articulated and punchy sounds. Morphine is a 4-engine additive synthesizer with 128 harmonics per voice. The morph part of Morphine refers to an architecture that allows these 4 voices to be mixed and morphed under user control. Toxic Biohazard creates evolving and ominous textures to match its user interface. Big library of sounds ready to add mature complexity to your track. Poizone is a subtractive software synthesizer designed to bring you professional quality results without a learning curve that hinders your creativity. Transistor Bass meticulously emulates the sound of the legendary Roland TB303 bassline synthesizer, without the UI limitations of the hardware original. Even if you don't recognize the TB303 product, you will recognize this classic 80s acid sound. Ogun can produce exceptionally rich metallic and shimmering timbres, although it's not limited to this genre. Sakura, the string physical modeling instrument, expresses the delicacy and beauty of stringed sounds. The Drumaxx percussion modeling instrument gives you total control over 16 physically modeled drums that can be routed to independent outputs for external effects processing. Check the video information for a link to the instrument section of the FL Studio manual and the product comparison page. I hope this introduction to the FL Studio instrument plugins helps you stay inspired and make the music you love.